Let's take a look at importing files into Final Cut Pro. Files can either come from the camera or they can come from the computer. They can already be on the desktop after you've transferred them over to the computer. They can also be on SD cards, which might be in a card reader or in a card reader slot on the computer. Anyway, let's go into the bin here. File, Import, Files. The files that we want here happen to be on the desktop. I went to the desktop. Going to a recent football game. Let's pick up number 27, touchdown. Let's look at number 26, catches pass. And let's look up here where we've got game over flag runners. Now all the files are in the bin over here. We can see them. If we click on the square, which is a folder, if we click on that square there, that folder indicates, if we double click it, we can see it here in the viewer. If we were to click on the area where the text is, it lights up in blue because it's expecting us maybe to change the name or something like that. So what we'll do is, let's take a look at these clips and put them in sequence down here on the timeline. First of all, let's go to number 26, catches a pass. And I'll turn the volume down a little bit. Now, a lot of people make the mistake of taking the whole clip and bringing it down to the timeline and editing it down here, which means that you take things out. Well, if you do it that way, it takes you 2 or 3 times as long to edit. So why don't we just take a look at everything here. Let's take a look at the video clip in the viewer, which is what we're supposed to do, and set our in and out points in the viewer here. Let's pick a good spot. Let's go back a little bit. Make an end point here. We can play. All right. Let's look for a good spot to end it. That's okay. Now we can either drag it down here like this. Make sure that the arrow, that black arrow there, is pointing down. That message that just came up there is asking us, do you want us to change the settings to match the clip or anything like that? And that's usually no, because we usually have the setup matching the type of video that we shot. Things like that are usually taken care of ahead of time. Anyway, we've got the shots down here. We've got that one. Let's put in number 27, touchdown. Okay, there we go. Let's go back a little bit to where he's going to bust out of the crowd there. Mark an endpoint. Also with the endpoint, you can also hit an I on the keyboard to indicate endpoint. Or you can click the mark in right here. Let's watch him pull out there. There we go. Let's look for a good spot to end it. Okay. Maybe go back a little bit here before the official walks in. Hit out point. Now another way to get the clip down onto the timeline is place the cursor where you want. Let's go right here to the very end. Click on this yellow envelope. Looks like a sideways envelope. If you click on it, it'll just set it down right next to the last clip. Now let's go to the game over flag runners. This was during the handshake session at the end of the game. Now we got the flag runners coming in. Okay, followed by a little kid. Okay. It's always a good idea to have extra footage at the beginning and at the end of every shot, That gives us the opportunity to put in a good transition. There we go. Let's put it down here. And there we go. Now what we've got 3 clips right in a row. Now let's take a look at the individual clips as we set them next to each other. Now we'll take a look at the transitions tutorial. We'll add some transitions to these clips.